Hello, everyone. This is Grave, and today, Morrilton University and I will be flipping through this Moral Oral fanzine. This project was a grassroots, 120-page charity fundraising fanzine featuring over 80 artists. It is photo quality, hardcover, multi-edition, fandom-wide, fandom revival, self-promoted, internationally coordinated, curated, edited, and designed to concept. From concept to deployable product within 4 months, with international fulfillment. All in time for Christmas, and all within our first try. We hope all Moral Oral fans enjoy what they see in this book as they arrive in your hands. A million thanks to all that were involved with the project, and a shout out to all Moral Oral fans around the world. We hope this piece of fan-made physical media is something you cherish forever. Yeah, this is Grave, operations director for the fanzine.
So you guys know us as Morrilton University, but we're 3 out of 4 today. Lauren could not join us.
Yes.
So myself, Wes.
I'm Professor Glam, also known as Dr. Chosenberg.
And Senna.
Cool. All right, today we're going to be flipping through the Let There Be Light, a Moral Oral fanzine, and this is the base edition.
This cover looks so gorgeous.
Yeah, this was a collaboration piece between one of our other important staff members, Antoine Else, and myself, of Orel on the front.
Creating this beautiful Franken Orel.
And
Yeah.
the
look of
the
it,
body.
Yeah, and the look of it was inspired by the Complete Lessons DVDs, something kind of like that, like a Bible style, but with like Moral Oral iconography. Eventually, it was going to originally be a little more complex, but it ended up going into this more simplistic style, and I think it works perfectly. It turned out so smooth and clean.
Yeah.
It really speaks for itself, and the texture there when it catches the light, it looks almost like a real Bible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and also not really caught on the camera here, but in the actual cardstock that got used for the printer, you can actually see some signs of texture.
Wow.
All right, getting into
Let's open her up.
the book proper.
Let's dig in. Ooh.
Title page.
It's got some nice simplicity there.
And first, we open up with the foreword. If you guys,
from our Professor Lauren, who couldn't be with us today, and it's just such an insightful piece about our world today, and the way that Moral Oral was relevant when it came out, and it's relevant once again. And it's a very insightful piece about not only how the show impacted one person's life, but how it's probably impacted thousands of people. And it ends with this beautifully simplistic question, because sometimes the deepest answer, the things that touch you deepest, the questions that reach inside of you and really connect with you, they have the simplest answers. And here we ask what Orel would do. What would he do when he would encounter the situations that we do in our daily lives? And the answer is that we think he would do the right thing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Great.
And of course, this "what would Orel do" is also a phrase you might have heard before. If you're as excited for the possibility, fingers crossed, of a Moral Oral movie that we are, use that hashtag on some of your posts.
Nice.
Yes.
All right. Next up,
Next page.
we'll look at the table of contents.
I love how the table of contents turned out. I remember there was a lot of finagling with arranging the drawings, and it was when we figured out that we should have just a column of drawings in the middle and split it apart, that looked the most cohesive.
Yeah, and it turned out so well. We got to let a lot of outside artists who either couldn't quite make the requirements.
Yeah, this was
the age limit for the zine, and also just people who didn't quite make it into the zine themselves. There were like some whiteboard murals. If you want to talk about that a little more.
Yeah. The whiteboard mural projects were actually sort of ideas from the onset of having people not do full submissions, but additional drawings as sort of assets to be used throughout the book, and these turned out as great decorations for these.
For sure.
Cool. All right.
And on the left there, we have all 4 Puppingtons.
Yeah.
Orel, Clay,
Blaberta,
Blaberta, and
Blaberta and
Doughy.
Doughy.
Yellow doughy. Yeah.
All right. Next up, some more whiteboard murals, and the opening art piece by...
We have this book start illustration by Randy. This was another one of the whiteboard mural drawings. We got a lot of questions about why we had an age limit for the zine, and a lot of it was liability. That there's always a risk if you're allowing underage people in certain online spaces. So we wanted to mitigate that by just making sure that everyone who contributed finished pieces or pieces that were submitted to the zine with the intent to finish them during the making of it, they needed to be over 18 just to keep the space safe. But Grave, it was your idea to open up these whiteboard murals, which were these opportunities for people to sign up and join very briefly to draw some things to use for the zine.
Yeah.
And that was open to all ages.
Not all ages. 15 and up, which is basically Adult Swim age.
Yeah. Which I think that helped to mitigate the risk. So yeah, while still being able to include some of this great work.
Yeah. And we were really glad to have this piece come in. Shout out to Randy.
So that was very, very
yes.
good. Yeah.
All right. Next up.
Go
ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say with some submissions we got, it was kismet.
Yes.
All right. So this we have the forward
by Amelia Khan. If you recall, Glam, we met Mia at the Dino show that we went to earlier in the summer.
Yeah. And you guys watching the video might know Mia as Maroon Cartoon on TikTok and Instagram, other places, I guess, for her animation work that she does and for her cartoon analysis. And it was great to get a forward by somebody who, we had real life experience talking to them about Adult Swim and cartoons, and just someone who is so knowledgeable. It was great to hear from them.
Yeah.
From her, sorry.
She also for the last Dino show, the one that was Moral Oral themed, she was the one who set up the live stream for that, so you can thank her for it.
Thank you, Mia.
Thank you. I got to actually meet her at that one too, so that was a wonderful experience. So it's just great.
Cool.
We talked with her about potentially doing a video with her, but we'll see that in the future.
Yep.
All right, and then
first we're opening up on our first.
This is the title page to our first section, and each of the sections are basically a word that plays on the title project of Light. And if you guys want to unpack refraction here.
Yeah. So firstly, I did the art for this page, so in correlation to the refraction theme, I wanted to showcase the ricochet portion of that with the bullets bouncing off the walls, but also in a way we didn't get to see this plot line happen, so it's kind of a deflection from the canon technically, under that technicality, but there's a lot of little things you could tie into it, but if anyone wants to go deeper into the themes.
Well, every one of the title pages has a drawing of one of the Puppingtons.
Yeah, that was an idea that we ended up settling on. We kind of went back and forth on a lot of things.
It's one of the Puppingtons with a character who didn't really get featured in the other pages.
Yeah, we had talked about it just being side characters, and then we kind of went back and forth about certain things, and then we settled on one Puppington and then one underrepresented character in this.
And what are some of the kinds of things featured in the refraction section?
Fan fiction is one of them, because that kind of refracts from the canon of the series. Works that have like a comic booky feel to them, or are sort of scattered around on the page where you have a lot of images. just any sort of breaking away from a certain idea or, you know, building on an idea that was presented.
If
Yeah.
you guys might remember from your science classes at school, where you took a pencil in water and it showed how light refraction made the top of the pencil go one way and the bottom another, that is a perfect demonstration of refraction. And a fanfic that's in this section actually features that exact thing.
Cool.
So keep an
Yes.
eye out.
So yeah, we'll get right into this section. So the first proper spread of the zine we got on the left here. The title of this piece is Home by artist Oterin, and Your New Moralton Home by Ambipod.
I am just obsessed with these two pages, how they look together. The piece by Amvipod actually also became the cover of the mini zine, which if you ordered the physical copy of this, you're going to get that alongside your physical zine. It's a little miniature pamphlet of a bunch of ads that you might see in the town of Moralton. So be excited for that.
And these two pages next to each other, it's very, expectation and reality. And something that I loved about it is, and of course this is complete accident, they share a palette in a sense, like the palettes are very harmonious with each other, but they're on completely opposite ends of the light spectrum, which fits both, in a artistically from a technical stance and also with the theming of the pages.
Great.
I do like that we're featuring the Puppington family on one page and the Posebules on the other because of how the Posebules kind of
yeah.
they're a refraction of the Puppingtons. I don't feel that they reflect them.
Awesome. Yeah.
They're
Ooh.
so you're going to see a lot more of the Posebules in this section.
Cool. All right. Next up. All right. We have Spectrum of Holy Light by Barb Dwyer and Christina and Friends by Dr. Chosenberg.
This piece by Barb Dwyer was, I think, one of the very first that we accepted on like the concept basis, and
Yeah.
I do love how how it turned out and how it's very straightforward about the concept of refraction. How refraction creates rainbows, and you see this full spectrum of who Orel is. Opposite to this wonderful piece by Dr. Chosenberg, if you'd like to talk about that.
Yes, this is another page, set of pages that are just so perfect next to each other. With the maximalism versus the minimalism, but it's also very ideologically interesting. Like Professor West just said, Oral's page is about how rich his life is and how much we see of his day to day because he's the main character. And but Christina, her life is no less rich. We just don't get to see it, and because she's not the main character, it's a lot more mundane. And of course, her friends, they might look very familiar to you. They're a refraction of Oral's own friend group.
Awesome.
I like how harmonious the colors look. They're the same level of richness and saturation. So, juxtaposing this really busy page against like these girls against a white background, I feel it's pleasant to look at.
Yeah, your
I
eyes get a
agree.
break.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, next up, we have My Prayer by Possessed Pasta and Motionless by Cherry Tastic.
This
These
was
paired so beautifully, and it was accidental. If we want to go into the story a little bit, not accidental, but it happened.
No, it
process of
totally
events.
happened. It totally happened by accident because the Christina piece, it was by Possessed Pasta, and this was made for a fanfic that did not get completed, or like I don't know what it was. The person had to pull out for some reason. So we just ended up with this gorgeous Christina piece, and Cherry Tastic's piece was one of the two that they submitted. But this one was actually on the backlog because we were considering other pieces to put in the zine. So we thought, okay, let's put this to the side in case we might need it.
And
Go on.
I was gonna say that, and despite the accidents, the happy accident of its placement, it just ended up being so visually powerful. In a sense, it reminds me of, those modern art pieces that people love to misunderstand, where it's just like, blocks of thick color on a canvas. It brings about some of those similar feelings in me. But of course, there's the two figures there, and you have Christina and Blaberta, who we're learning some kind of interesting parallels between them, because they kind of accidentally ended up side by side on a few different pages. We have Christina here, who is a young girl with her whole life ahead of her. She's right in the center of the frame, and there's this light shining down on her. And then we have Roberta, who we're approaching from almost a voyeuristic sense. She's very lonely, her past is behind her, but there's also that light coming in, and the light in both of these pieces represents hope. Christina has hope for a future because, of course, she's a young girl with her whole life ahead of her, like I said. But with Roberta, it's important for women in her position to understand that that their lives are not over.
Another commonality between the two pieces is how it breaks the viewer's eye contact with these characters. Refracts it, if you will.
Yeah.
Great,
Yes.
great. And then just some small notes on some behind the scenes stuff. Depending on some of the submissions that we ended up pairing throughout the process, we would either expand or not really edit, but really try to bring the pieces together as best we can. So this piece actually had its backdrop, extended into the backdrop of just this frame here, and it ended up looking great all together.
Yeah.
Next up, another Cherry-Tastics piece. Before we actually get into that, huge shout out to Cherry-Tastic, who actually began as a contributor and then ended up becoming staff.
Yeah. Just
Yes.
to bring up the mini zines again, tireless, countless, amazing bits of work in there that you'll get to see if you ordered a physical edition.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. They did a lot of work for and helped out a lot, despite starting as a contributor.
Cherry also did the reflection cover as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, we'll get to that when that shows up too. We'll give a shout out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we got the piece Get It Right by Cherry-Tastic, as mentioned. And this is Consumed by Riz Mortis.
Yeah. One thing that as you described when we were pairing these together in order to make them more cohesive, there were small little things that were edited into them in some pieces, and there is like a little bit of light bleeding in from the Orel piece into the censored all piece, and it kind of makes the darkness and the contrast feel a little bit brought together.
Something Senna had mentioned at one point was that with the censored all piece, it looks like you're walking into something that you're not supposed to be seeing, which it's interesting with the Orel piece, because we know that this is in Clay's study, which is where Orel goes when he's when he does something that he's not supposed to be doing.
When he gets spanked.
Yeah.
All right, next up we have Nesting by Laura T. Draws and Thirst Equals Loneliness by Neverville.
This was one of the first pairings that we did, and it was, there are two dimensions that we based it on. One was the red, yellow, blue color scheme, which is, you can see it in both the pieces. Specifically, like in the Clay piece, the blue is a lot more overwhelming, whereas in the Shapey piece, the yellow is the dominant color there, but they pair really nicely that way. Another was like the mother-son theme that's going on in both of them, which, it's being handled in different ways, but I think that you can kind of pick up on that as you page through it.
Yeah, and there's the theme with Clay coming out of his shell in a very dark moment, and Shapey coming out of a shell, and Shapey coming out of his shell in a more bittersweet moment.
Yeah, and just because I drew this, one thing I wanted to say was when the main thing that kind of inspired this piece was, of course, the scene from Sacrifice, and what Shapey says, when I'm thirsty feels like how I feel when I'm alone. And I thought about that, and I'm like, oh, so really, there's a lot of parallels kind of between, I feel, Flilberta and Shapey have grown up, but that same thing can apply to her. You know, she was drinking when she was alone, so I just thought that was interesting.
Awesome. All right. Next up, we have Hysterical and Useless by Pegaso, and Grapes But Not Wine by Dr. Chosenberg.
With
This
some of
was sorry, go ahead. Oh, I want to say this was another one of the early pairings. This time with a bit of contrast between the two pieces. Do you want to take it from there?
yeah, so of course, first off, you have Orel there in this moment that we during the end of the show we got to see a bit more of the range of his negative emotions, but we never really got to see him have a breakdown like in this exact manner. And then on the other page you have a hopeful future that is of course different from the one that we did get to see at the end of Honor. With some of these pieces, we're going to discuss a little bit about the titles. Um, so I called it. This was my mistake. I called it grapes, but not wine. In the quote, it's fruit, but whatever. So this is the quote that inspired the title of that piece, which hopefully will help give you guys some further context. This is by Julian K. This was said by Julian K. Jarboe. God blessed me by making me transsexual for the same reason he made wheat but not bread, and fruit but not wine, so that humanity might share in the act of creation. This
Amazing.
quote there, this what you see on the church signage there, that is an actual. I had a screenshot on my phone saved of an actual sign on from this Protestant church that said this on there, and I had that saved on my phone when we finally, when we decided this scene is going to happen, we're going to do this, and instantly the idea came to my head. So this was probably one of the first pieces for the zine period that's thought up.
Yeah, very, very early on, yeah. Awesome. Next up, we have the cosplay party spread featuring a bunch of people I'll name off. We have Arabella cosplay, Mama Granite, Anyone Else, Grave Circuit, Curvy Wire cosplay, Kylie, and Top Hat cosplay. Yeah.
I love all the different props.
It's such a fun page to look at.
Yeah, it is.
Cosplays.
The graphic design was executed really well, and how all the cosplays are integrated on the page. We had to do quite a few passovers of this one because
Yeah.
there were so many pictures, and we got a lot of good submissions for the cosplay, so we wanted to showcase as many as we could.
Yeah, and it was
so fun though.
Yeah, and it was just a fun, project to include because it helps showcase all the different types of fandom, that we can showcase.
Yeah, all the different ways that more Orel fans make art.
Mm-hmm. All right, great. Next up, we have Pentimenti. I'm going to make an attempt at pronouncing the name, but I apologize if I'm not there. Arozitskasp. And then Seasonal Arrangement by Neverfilth.
This was another pairing of Christina and Blilberta. And the theme here, I think, is like photographs in memory. And I believe that the idea of the Christina piece was about her like reclaiming herself and her femininity from what she's endured like growing up in her family. You can kind of see a similar thing with Blilberta, but it's a bit more. It's more of a humor approach to it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I, person who drew this again, basically I didn't think that deeply about this before I made it. I just wanted to include a hymen text piece. I wanted most of my pieces to center around Blilberta, but this one being her family, the one being her son. But I just thought, what if I Mike Wazowski'd Blilberta? And it's like a funny idea, but it ends up turning out a little depressing. Because, it's really sad to think that that's something they would actually do to her. And
On
I feel like
one
it's something they
page,
do.
Exactly. On one page you have the humor up front, and when you think about it, it gets kind of dark. And then on the other page, you think about what Christina endured, and it's of course very sad. But then you take a little bit more of a look at her expression and the light and stuff, and it becomes happier. And an interesting thing, in one piece, Blibberta is Blibberta is being covered, and in the other, it's Poppet that's being covered up.
Yeah, by chance that happened, but it's happy accident again.
I'm very happy that we got a piece with all the Hyman tax in it.
Awesome.
Right? And before we move on, Pentimenti, a visible trace of earlier painting beneath a layer or layers of paint on a canvas.
Awesome. Also, like, one comment I'll make on this one, the camera actually doesn't do justice to the colors you see in person, so look forward to that.
Absolutely.
All right. Next up, we have fanfic, which is
our first fanfic
Yeah.
of this section.
The Promise, written by Sketch. And there is another bit of artwork. Anything that we don't credit audibly will be credited, in the actual book index proper. But yeah.
Yeah.
And this is another page where seeing it on the camera just doesn't do it justice, because there's like a very subtle rainbow in the back of this page, which is like that's refraction is probably one of my favorite sections because of the rainbow theming. And the editing on this page is just great.
Yeah, and this is a Sculptum themed.
Yeah, we didn't get a lot of Miss Sculptum. We did get a fanfic for her, which was nice.
We
And
actually
the
got
few-
more
from her point of
Sculptum than a
view.
lot of other side characters. There's 3 separate pieces dedicated to her in the scene.
And the
And
sculptum
she's
pieces
naked
that
in
we
all
did
of
get
them.
just, yeah.
She is.
And every sculptum piece that we got just blew it out of the water, so it is very quality over quantity.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Next up, we have A Real Person by Silly Girl Scribbles and A Game of Fan Art Telephone by a bunch of different artists.
The Silly Girl Scribbles piece, we got the application for it, and it was just the concept of it with the sketch. And when I saw the sketch, I thought, that's wonderful. We have to have it in there. It's of Bendy in her room dyeing her hair blonde and presenting herself. She's wearing the mom outfit, if you guys recall from the show.
Yeah.
I'll buy like a shorter version of it.
And she's obviously a lot younger here.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does look younger.
So the opposite page, this was there's like a story behind it where our friend Dima, she found, I think she took the photo herself, and
I think she did, yeah.
Yeah,
it's the
I
photo
think
at the
so.
bottom of the page of the outfit, and she said, this is totally something Blaberta would wear. It looks just like the colors that she wears in the show. And
the
so
floodgates
maybe if she were a bit
open.
older.
in proper Tumblr fashion, people started drawing Blaberta wearing that outfit, and it was, just kind of a fun little fandom community activity.
Yeah.
And I love the different approaches that everyone. Absolutely, I love all the different approaches that everyone took to it, because with some of them she's more flirty, and then there's some like Graves there, which is just like utterly depressing.
Yeah.
For my piece that's there, I mean that as a compliment, of course. It's more oral.
No.
But my piece there, it just sort of happened. I didn't think of where I was going to put her or the expression she was going to be making. It just kind of, but it works in hindsight because she has this sort of hesitant expression, and you could tell from the background that that's the church, and that's not an outfit that you should be wearing to church. It happens to the best of us. She took a risk, and she's not happy with it, but it happens.
Awesome. Yeah, and this one is actually a great refraction themed piece because it's basically like a Blaberta prism.
Yes.
Yeah, different people's views and interpretations of the outfit and kind of how they framed the scene.
How she carries herself, and yeah.
Great. All right, next up.
Blaberta love.
We have just a bunch of Miss Second Opinion Sins by the Toonie Julia and The Phenomenon of Light by Evasure.
So to reiterate, we were hard pressed to get people to submit characters who were not the Puppingtons. So to get just an entire page of Miss Second Opinionson was like a godsend.
Right? And oh, the way it matches up at the bottom there with her on the phone was just was too perfect.
Yeah, it was great lead in.
And an interesting thing that I realized just now, you see a lot of little yellow butterflies. And there are other colors too, but the yellow ones stick out the most. If you guys had seen have seen the film, any of you in the audience have seen the film Encanto, there's a lot of yellow butterflies. Um, and I learned around the time the movie was coming out that in certain cultures, yellow butterflies are a symbol of transformation and hope. And with Miss Second Opinionson, you have all the different lives that she could lead if she had the freedom to do so, and you have the way that the hope for her future and the way that Benny's life is going to transform now that she has a relationship with Joe. So that was just a really great coincidence.
Yeah, this is such a good pairing.
Yeah.
I especially like how the Second Opinionson pieces lead into the Joe and Bendy piece because she's like right there at the bottom in the photo frame.
Yeah, that worked out great. All right. Next up, we have Maturity by Hateri.
Yeah, this was a lovely spread. I think it's gorgeously rendered. So I think we had somebody pull out a spread, so we needed someone to submit something that we could cover it with, and this fit just perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the minimalism of it as a spread because with a lot of other spreads, there's a lot of moving parts, but this is just it's a moment in time. And I really also like the texture of the piece and the way that you have the sort of cartoony realism up front. Like it's sort of an in between real life and the stop motion because I feel like Gilberta, you can see it especially with Gilberta's dress that it still looks very dollish. I think it's like the size of the buttons. I mean that as a compliment, of course. But in the back, you have like the realism. There's almost like a liminality to it. It's great.
Yeah. It was also neat that they're kind of split up between
Oh
the
yeah.
physical
Yeah.
spine of the book here. But yeah.
The theme here is broken ass marriage.
Yeah. Excellent. All right. Next up, we have State of Soda Executive Order number 44 by Logan M. and Joe.
Yes, this
Yeah.
was such a cool mixed media piece. Go ahead.
It really was. Glam, we met this artist at the Dino show.
Yes, one of
if
the
you
two
recall.
artists involved, Joe. He's great. We have another another non-drawing piece of his featured later. He actually had physical copies of these to give out, and I got the pleasure of having one. He told us that when he showed Dino jokingly said that he was gonna sue him because it's just so morally orally and so so
It is.
claymation-y.
So they did all of the it was Joe who did all the layout for this. So when we got it, we just plugged it in.
Yeah.
I really love the puppets. It's just so beautiful to look at.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And it's a fun little story. It's very, very quirky, very moral
Yeah.
worldly.
Morally orally.
Yeah. It's the word of the day. All right. Next up, we have hold on. We have Stephanie's Collection by Radical Robot and My Reverend by Casey Rader. And this one's actually really interesting because this in real life is an actual physical stained glass Rev Buddy window. But not only that, it's actually included in the famous or infamous Rev Buddy shrine room. If anyone has
I
seen
was gonna
it.
ask.
Yeah.
I knew that it was a commission.
Yeah.
You can at the bottom there, if you scan that QR code, you can see the making of this beautiful piece.
Yes.
Yeah, and the way that the light's shining through it, and the way that you edited that,
Just
like
fantastic.
the reflection on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh, it came out so good.
Yeah, and like
And
There's just. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna switch to the other piece, so finish your thought.
I was just gonna say that the stained glass bit actually really fits well for the refraction theme.
It does.
Yes, exactly. Because to make a piece like this, you have to break up different pieces of glass and then put them back together. It's also kind of fun because with the Reverend Putty piece, he's the father, he's older. It's sort of like a more archaic medium, for lack of a better word. And then the Stephanie page looks almost like a comic book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have tradition and
yeah.
modernity.
I love
Yeah.
the having like a blue page and a red page next to each other
Yeah.
with like the yellow being the unifying
Yeah.
force is so pretty.
Yeah, I was
It's
gonna
just
say I love the shade of blue, the blue shades that they've used. It's so bright, and it looks really good in person.
Yeah.
yes.
Great. And then this is also great because it leads into the next spread here. But we
It's
have
into the yeah. Our third fanfic,
Yeah.
which was by One Else, who also did the artwork for it, and I love it. I feel like it just turned out great.
Yeah. And we have the beautiful bird.
Yes,
Yeah,
the bird was very
yeah, there
important.
was significance to that bird, and I really like the way the side looks with the big text and putty. I like it. It
Right?
feels like we're really inside the scene. I like it a lot.
Yes. It's very, that's one thing that I love about the zine in general, is seeing the love that someone has for a character in the way that the way that they draw a character, their techniques for expression, the way that they make the character hold space within the room. You can just tell.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, another putty
Oh,
piece.
Here we come to the end of the section. So there are a couple pieces that are vertical
the
or
artist.
sideways.
This
I know
was
that we've already seen one, but yeah.
this was a really long piece that we got. Did you read the title?
This is the proposal by Jess.
Yeah, it extended way off the page, so we had to arrange it so that the characters would fit in there, but the actual piece is longer. I love the way they're drawn. I think they look so cute, and
Right?
like the style of it is so fun.
It's vaguely reminiscent of kind of like the older cartoons. There's just something about it. It's like it almost feels like like how some shows they have that episode where they draw the, like Futurama had an episode like this where they draw the animation in different styles. This kind of feels like if Moral Oral did that, and I love it.
It feels like a 90s emblemation to me. I don't know if anyone remembers that.
Yeah, but it's so cute, and fitting the theme of refraction. Another kind of scrapped episode we didn't really get to see. Not scrapped. We have a specific way we refer to this in our
Unproduced.
Unproduced, yeah, but yeah, we did get to read this one though. Not him proposing.
We got
but,
to read it. Not he didn't propose in it,
Not
but
him
if you want to extrapolate and write a fanfic about that, then that's where it belongs in this section.
Yes,
Awesome.
I'm on my knees.
That's what I was trying to say. I didn't. I promise you, there's no secret Putty Florence marriage scene. Sorry, guys.
If there was, I would know.
Yeah.
And then
going into
as
the
we get into the reflection section, that is the piece by Cherry Tastic. So amazing use of the vintage.
It turned out so great. It turned out so great. I was just amazed with it. Oh my god. So we
there.
got one instance of Link McMissons in the zine.
Awesome.
Yeah.
This is an example of the synonym for reflection, likeness.
And also, I guess rumination, because I know Clay doesn't want to think about evolution, but juxtaposing them like that, you can't help but do it.
Cool.
Right, like looking into a weird mirror.
Yeah.
All right, getting right into it. Next up, we have from the desk of Sally O, who made actual puppets.
Senna, don't you have one of their puppets?
Yes.
Yeah, so currently, I actually commissioned them. The first Blurberta they ever made was commissioned by me. This was before the zine, of course. It was like my gift to myself when I first got into Moral Oral for my birthday. She is currently living in a harem of gem dolls, so she's living her best life right now. She's also the only smiling Blurberta I believe this person has made. Sally O has made quite a few Blurbertas and clays. I do have a frowning face for her as well, but she's kind of like the pre-Blurberta before the mass production phase. But Sally O does offer a lot of at least the clay and Blaberta on her Etsy, so we can maybe link that in the
Yeah.
video. But yeah,
Sally O, I think on Tumblr she's Vident
yeah.
Fernandez.
And then the Etsy shop, I do not recall the name of at this moment,
And
unfortunately.
it's not just moral oral characters. I've seen her do the character from Super Jail, the warden,
Ooh.
Johnny the homicidal maniac.
Ooh.
And there's also some ball jointed dolls in there. So definitely if you're into collecting dolls or doll making, definitely check her stuff out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Great stuff. I'd love to see more people commission characters, not just from Moral Oral, of course, but it's nice to see
Yeah.
the
I
expansion.
I'd love to see a Danielle.
Yeah, and a Shapey. I would like to see all the Puppingtons finished too. Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
little
It's
Oral,
cute
so
oral.
cute.
Yeah.
His
Right.
rosy cheeks. I love the rosy cheeks. A lot of them have the rosy cheeks.
All right.
Very cute.
Coming up next. All right, we
Ooh.
have
Oh.
the
Excuse me.
Going
Moralton.
into this section, okay, so one of the reasons that some of the things that we chose for the reflection section were personal essays, analyses, just people who wanted to reflect on the show and write about their experience with it. So we kind of opened that up by having a couple of pages. First, the Moralton University Bulletin, which is like we kind of wanted to imagine what getting a handout or a pamphlet at Moralton University would look like and what kind of things they would talk about. The school hymn, was written by Dino Stamatopoulos himself.
Yep.
Yeah,
You
when
can
he
hear.
Yes,
there was a Kickstarter,
it
not
wasn't a
Kickstarter. I'm
Kickstarter. It
sorry.
was
I'm
a
sorry. A
A
GoFundMe.
GoFundMe
I
for a
misheard.
dear friend of
Yeah,
his.
it was a GoFundMe
yeah,
for a good cause and to support somebody in need, and he was generously offering to write a song for anybody who donated a certain amount over it. So
And the monthly addenda there with the school dress code. Some of those things are real. I got the idea for the wet hair from an actual video. I believe it was on a BYU campus or a school like it, where you genuinely were not allowed to leave your dorm room with wet hair because they believed that it would tempt the men.
the
Cool.
cafeteria announcement is my favorite. Meatloaf Monday postponed to Wednesday. Waffle
yeah,
Wednesday
this is just a
postponed to
bunch
Friday.
of like random brainstorming that we did together like as a group. So
So,
there's a lot of funny little silliness in there, and then a little bit deeper, more like personal to us. We all wrote
Yeah.
our own little blurbs about how the show kind of affected us and stuff like that, and I think they're
Yeah,
really cool. Except
awesome.
mine's not cool.
no, yours is fine.
Yeah. Cool. Coming up next.
We have our first essay,
So
Cat on
this.
a Clay Brick Roof, which is a comparative essay comparing Clay in Moral Oral to the character of Brick from Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. And they have they have an eerily similar character arc going on with them. Um, so this was fascinating.
Who's
I
the
think
who's the artist
originally,
for the?
This is
oh,
drawn
the
by. This is
artist,
by Geo, and then
this is by
art
Yeah,
by
Geo.
Lily.
Yeah,
Lily G.
and the
Sorry,
essay
we
was
gotta
by
slow
Lily.
down a little bit when we talk.
Um,
But the yeah, no, this was something where we could have fit this essay on 2 pages, but it actually ended up looking a lot better when we mocked up some artwork with it. So we used
Yeah, I
overflow
mean, look
artwork.
at it.
We gave
yeah,
people opportunity to submit extra pieces for assets, stuff like that, if we needed space in the zine, to keep the machine running well, so to speak, so that we didn't have to scramble last minute to find more art. And a lot of people were very generous in providing more artwork, and this is one of those extra pieces.
Yeah.
yeah.
Great layout. Yeah.
Turned out really well.
I think originally Lily had submitted a different topic, but then changed her mind about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another happy accident.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Cool.
Next page.
Next up. All right. So we have "Growing Up in a Real Life State of Soda" by Thomas Richardson, and "From the Mouth of the Preacher," an essay by Katie.
I like how these two look next to each other.
Yeah.
The first page is a personal essay. So, all of it is talking a lot about, real life examples of what the writer experienced growing up in a similar town to Morrilton. And we had a doodle from the whiteboard doodles that was of Orel, mimicking the end of the Truman Show, where he stands and
Yeah.
goes, and if I don't see ya, I forgot what he says, but
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
and then he leaves. I thought it was a fitting ending, like a fitting
Absolutely.
closing piece for this particular essay. As for Katie's essay, Katie stepped in when we had someone pull an essay out because I don't know why they couldn't finish it, but they had to pull out. And Katie was able to whip up this incredible comparison of the Protestant doctrine to the
Yeah.
sola scriptura, like how Reverend Putty and the people of Morrilton practice their Christianity compared to like actual Christian values. So
it's really educational.
Yes.
You kind of
Yes,
got like
indeedy.
the heart and the brain going on here with these 2 pages.
Yeah.
And we tried to get it to look like the
Martin Luther, yeah.
yeah. Well, a specific print of it.
Yeah.
So the page looks really
Turned out very
good.
well. Yeah.
Cool.
Very cool.
All right. Next up, we have
The Dead Sea Scrolls.
this is
yeah.
This is one of my my what I'm calling my pet pages because I'm obsessed with it. This is a topic that I'm very, very passionate about because of course, all of us in the zine are creators. We know what it's like to have so many ideas that you want to get out there and then just ending up not being able to create them would just be horrible. And some 2 of these have actually fully written scripts. And we were kind of very semantic about what to call them because they never got made to be lost and they weren't scrapped. They didn't have a choice of whether or not to do them. These were things that the crew wanted to put their heart and their hard work into, and we believed that they needed to get a little bit more recognition. So these 2 pages are basically we've highlighted the ones that have full scripts, but we did our best to this is just really a giant collaboration between a bunch of us with ideas of what the episode possibly could have been because some of these we have very, very limited information. I believe one of them just has like a single line. But yeah. And you can see what could have been screenshots from the episode.
Yeah, and we made sure to avoid misinformation because a lot of that does circulate about some of these unmade things.
Mm-hmm.
We made sure to take any information that we had from Dino's AMAs, so most of this information, if not all of it, should be correct.
Yeah.
At least to what Dino had said at the time.
And even into that, like, the Dead Sea Scrolls thing is like, most of this, it, like you're saying, not as far as like lost episodes, but like sort of like contentious,
Yeah.
within the canon, but as far as like what was intended to be produced or not. But yeah, it's a great sort of exploration of the sort of
And you can
what
see
could
some
have
quotes
been.
there
Yeah.
from the scripts.
Yeah.
And who knows?
A lot of great artists on this page. Like everybody just for the record, we whipped this baby up in like I think a week and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was very fast. Like everybody who participated in this was very, very responsive and really cooperative with everything.
Yeah.
But it's thank you so much everybody on there.
It is a great sort of topic to explore in this depth because like who knows, we may go on into some of them if the movie comes out. So
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. All right. Next up.
We have Maroon Raccoon's piece.
Cartoon.
Maroon cartoon. I don't know. Raccoon
Orel is
cartoon.
a little raccoon looking there because he's covered in the trash church.
That's Mia who wrote the foreword.
Yeah, Mia Leilacon.
It's a real funky piece.
Yeah, let's make sure we give Grave time to say the titles.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, it's just the church orals. I am a church.
Nice and simple. Reflection.
Great spread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks very good when you open up to that. The spreads are always fun because it's just an eye full of just artwork. So nice.
Awesome. All right. Next up.
This also separates the rest of the reflection section. Um,
Okay. We have
Yeah.
Le Festin by Dr. Chisenberg, and then The Lovers by Geo.
we needed a Potter's Wheel piece in there somewhere, and you submitted the only one.
Yeah.
Yeah, with
you
an OC.
okay, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Let me tell you something. Okay, so you won't recognize that woman. You hear the line in Sacrifice where Clay accuses Dr. Pottersville of killing his wife. So that woman there is what I imagined her to look like. And before I get into the thematic concept, this was one of my favorite pieces to watch get edited because it's mine, of course, and I love seeing it placed. But my original piece was just the photo, and then Wes and Grave, I believe, together expanded on it and pulled out farther and farther, so it truly looks like this memorial piece on a wall, which gets you thinking, like, was Clay right? What kind of half truths are going on here? And of course, then thematically, both of these are marriages that ended up very tragically, one for the people in the marriage and one for the result of the marriage, because Dowie is he has Quentin on one piece and Dowie in the other, they no longer have access to the light that was coming from the marriages, the love
Yeah.
and
Mm.
that happiness.
Oh, and
This page, go on.
Oh, I was just gonna say, small note about Geo's pieces. Geo does all the artwork traditionally, and it's scanned, so there's a lot
Ooh.
of texture on
Yeah.
both of the
Yeah.
pieces that were submitted by them.
Another thing is that, both these pages used a lot of editing just to kind of make them feel cohesive together. Geo's piece was actually a very large square, so we ended up having to cut off the sides of it, but I think it turned out really nice on the page,
Yeah.
even with that sacrifice.
And just a quick note on because I love mixing real images with cartoony stuff. So the background behind them is an actual screenshot from I believe it's the reception hall, and then those are real flowers.
Yeah. Like a little.
Yes.
All right. Next up, we have Father and Son by Ton Block, and sorry, Scrapbooking My Sonny by Rook Thomas.
This was another very gorgeous pairing. It is a parent and child thing happening on both
Yeah.
pages. But in very different ways, I feel.
And you could kind of call the different faces of the people in Clay and Orel's life. It's a little bit like a scrapbook behind them, like a collage, snapshots of the people in their lives. Because there's another Orel back there too. I believe he's wearing his favorite shirt.
I think originally we had a different page paired with one of these that we had to move to a different section for technical reasons. But we'll come to that later.
Okay.
Yeah, but they turned out good together.
The drawn stickers are really cute.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the Sunny Bear, the kind of the weird juxtaposition of like Joe's liveliness to the dead-eyed like
Yeah.
Sunny Bear in the ear. It's kind of eerie, but it's so cute also.
Yes.
All right. Next up, we have. Do you want to pronounce the title of this one, Dr. Chosenberg?
La Goutte.
La Goutte. La Goutte by Dr.
The
Chosenberg.
Blob in French.
Okay. And then Mirror Gazing.
Sorry.
Mirror Gazing by Pierre and Bones.
Flop. No, it's
But
not. You're messing with me.
No, I swear to you, I tried to do my research as to like what colloquially in French they call it, like a blob. I believe goutte means sort of like a spot, like a polka dot or like a blob of ink. But it worked for my purposes. I was inspired to create this piece after seeing Maria Coppola's Marie Antoinette. It's a little bit of a Pepe Silva conspiracy board moment, but if you've seen more Orel and you've seen that film, you might understand a bit of the parallels there. Not just between Marie, as she's characterized in that film, because it's not really historical, and between Clay and Louis, And of course, I forget the exact names for the moon phases, but I was just kind of symbolizing the way that she changed throughout her life.
Well, I like seeing the colors of that juxtaposed with the dotty piece because
Yeah,
the
it's
pink
like
and the blue feels really pleasant
Yeah.
to look at together there.
yeah, it's like very bright too. The lighting's a little bit darker in this video, but it's very bright and like pink and blue, like very light pink and blue next to each other.
And I believe they both
Yeah.
have a bit of like a texture filter over them, which is great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It
And
makes
there's
one
like
look a
the light. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
it makes one look a little bit more like a painting, like of the time that it would be from, and the other has almost like a retro vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of like a.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Great, great, great. Coming up next, we have
Ooh.
Oh.
Another one of those minimal. Oh, sorry.
Blind Thirst by Bumbling Babushka and Oral's Nature by Mary Hane 4.
Oral's Nature was pitched to us, so the artist was working on it in the server, and it went through so many different iterations. I'm happy that they managed to keep in some of the parts of it that I felt were like so striking about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to say something about Bubbly Babushka's piece, because when the application for this piece was submitted, um, there was a bit of like I don't know if I can call it an essay, but there was a lot of a lot of they submitted a very long like little explanation of their
Explanation.
piece, and
Mm.
it made me cry. It
Oh,
was very it touched me like a lot.
that's
I
beautiful.
was really moved by it. So, and I granted I didn't even know what the piece looked like.
Oh,
So, seeing it's such an interesting depiction of just kind of like this um
A
what if
possible love.
scenario of what
Fun.
Yeah.
Mr. Adult Shapey would look like, and this parallel between because the description of the piece was it explained a lot like the parallels of their needs and such,
huh.
and how it mirrors between
So
them.
fun fact, in the confusion where like the very final day of open submissions, people decided to suddenly start shoving their applications in the inbox.
Yeah.
This almost got cut in the middle of all that, but we managed to
I
get it
fought
back
for
in.
this.
Yeah,
I
we
That's
fought
cool.
fought
for
to
this.
keep this in. So
That's cool.
I was very
I
moved.
think I think it looks great where it ended up.
Yeah.
It's another example of like a piece with a very simple like blank white background against something that's like super complicated and with a lot to it. So I'm glad we kept it in. Um,
And real quick before we move to the next page, it's just interesting. I just realized in Mary Hana's piece, there's a huge focus on eyes, and Shapey is completely turned around.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
He's not even developed little eyeballs yet.
Also, by the way, guys, if you're ever submitting to a zine, don't wait until the last second. Please
Yeah.
don't do that.
Also, yeah, the parallel there is that Shapey is very explosive and Roberta is like internal. So yeah,
Mm.
Yeah.
I see.
something like that. Don't quote me. I didn't make
Let's
it, but
go.
that's yeah. Go ahead.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we have From the Desk of
Ah,
Lolly.
Oh, this is
oh
such
my
a cool
god.
This is
page.
probably one of my favorite graphic design spreads. The way it turned out in final form.
Lolly does such incredible sculptures, not just of moral oral characters, but characters from other media. Um, just, it blows me away every time. And Grave, you did such a nice job on the layout for this.
Yeah, like
I love
the main thing that I wanted to convey was the sort of, clay
yeah.
clay type
Of
framing
course the
here.
of course the slime is Nickelodeon, but to me you captured the liminality of the time when the channel transitions from Cartoon Network to Adult Swim.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
even think of that. Yeah. Cool.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's,
Lolly's pieces are not just sculptures. You can see in the background.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
that's a great point.
apologize. I forget Lolly's pronouns, but they it's just layers upon layers of characterization.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
yeah, very very cool mixed
Just
media.
Yeah.
wonderful work.
yeah, this was awesome. All right, coming
I
up next.
believe Lolly also does commissions. Just
Yes.
FYI to the
Yeah,
audience.
I
Cool.
plan on commissioning them eventually.
All right. Next up, we have
Yeah.
Oh, this
A
is another.
Child's Memory by Aether and Mend by Sarah Foley.
This is another one that the order of the pages, the layout was decided on early on, because there's also like a common mother-son theme happening here, but and color-wise they match, and
Yeah, the colors just look great together.
there's just a different theme of trauma happening here.
Absolutely, yeah.
I love that Sunny Bear page. It
The
looks like something I'd see in like a children's book. It's just so
exactly,
sweet
or like a vintage card.
yeah.
Something I find really interesting about the I forget what's the first piece called again. My bad.
Oh,
A Child's Memory.
Yeah.
A Child's Memory. The Precious Moment figurine being encircled by the pointiness. It makes me think of the figurine being smashed and that relationship being broken.
Yeah.
So broken and mended.
Yeah. And then our other collage piece also featured with Orel on it, featured Precious Moments too.
Yes, it. Oh.
Yeah. They're from a Christian company, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised. Yeah.
No, they are.
They're very Protestant core.
all right. All right. Coming up next, special feature,
Ooh.
the Moral Arcana.
No.
Yeah, with all of the explanations and everything. So if you got like a physical copy of this, now you know what it all means.
Yeah. And for context, there were special editions of the scene produced that had featured, the major arcana as the covers, and also, actual arcana decks provided to some of the special bundles. So
Yes, the deluxe ones actually sold out, so we're very happy about that.
Yeah.
And the standard ones nearly sold out, but there were still a few that were left. Um, but yeah.
What are your guys' favorite cards from this batch?
Don't ask me that.
Mine is Judgment because there's there's a vague Potter's wheel in the background and it's pink.
If I had to be like fully subjective, Judgment, yeah, because I like the framing of it.
Yeah.
It's very just cute, and the symbolism and how everything's framed in the picture. The devil, justice.
yeah, I think it was.
all of them.
I
think it
also
was,
love the dolliness of Temperance and the emotional honesty of Moon.
yeah, I think
And
it was a
Sun.
tie between Sun and Wheel of Fortune for me. Just for the concept. Yeah. Anything
I
else?
like that we included our paper mouth in one of the cards.
So these are already pretty well described, I would say, in each of the notes here. But was there anything else you wanted to commentate on?
Well, no, not much. I think it speaks for itself.
All right.
Yeah.
Excellent. Actually, a little behind the scenes. Do you want to talk a bit about when you first drew these out, and then the sort of development into this scene?
Well, I can say that the Fool and the Hermit were actually the first that got drawn, and they were drawn next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And all the rest of them came after that. I think from
What was the
there it
hardest
was
card to conceptualize?
the hardest one to conceptualize. It was Judgment, actually, because whenever I was trying to think of like the image for that, I kept thinking of Honor, but I didn't want to use that. I felt like that just didn't fully encapsulate what that really means. Judgment as like being judged in front of your peers. And I didn't want to end it on something that bleak, so I thought, I loved Oral's movie premiere, and how he's displaying his art for everybody to see, and everybody to make their own judgments on. So I felt like that was more evocative of how I wanted to end this off.
Awesome. All
That's
right.
such a great explanation.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we
Oh,
have.
this is.
This is
Sorry.
titled "That Reminds Me" by Maggie Woods.
Mandrelos did such a beautiful job on this.
Yes, it's so nice to have Frankenhole representation. I know it's not
Right,
required
Frankenhole.
in a moral oral zine, but it shares a lot of the same cast members, so it's very. I feel like it's warranted,
Yeah.
and it's so cute.
Frankenhole,
Yeah.
for those of you who don't know, is another very underrated Dino Stamatopoulos property, which features a lot of some of the same voice actors.
It's a gorgeous stop motion piece where the puppets are made out of folded paper, and
Yeah, they look very paper crafty.
One of the most unique
Yeah.
stop motion styles that I've ever seen. Please watch it.
Indeed.
All right, excellent. Coming up next
But
to close off the
and we
section.
had one more piece, and this piece is
Wait, we have to let him say the name. We were doing so good.
yeah.
We have Moralton Gothic by Johnny.
Yeah.
This piece
It
went through a
was
lot of changes.
it went through a lot of changes because when we accepted it, the assumption was that it was a riff on American Gothic, the wonderful piece that is well known in the American zeitgeist, the painting by Grant Wood. So we had to, I had to nudge the artist a little to get it more in that direction. There's layers to it, guys. There's layers.
Yeah, it's a very art history is so incredibly fascinating. Nothing exists in a vacuum.
Everything about American Gothic is false. It's a projection, which is why I feel like it's so appropriate to compare Clay and Blaberta to that painting.
Cool.
And this did turn out so good. Like after
Yeah.
a bit of direction, small bit of nudging.
Yeah.
All right. Great. All right. Coming up into our last section here, emission.
Emission.
Well,
And emission, because of its theme, which is about light emitting or something coming out, ejection, flow. There's music and audio in this one.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
there is. And I love the look of this one because with the way that Mr. Figurelli is drawn presenting the light bulb and the way Orel is positioned, I can really hear the ad read voice. It's just so perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this was the first of these page artworks
Yeah.
to get made. It was like a proof of concept kind of, and we just kind of rolled with it afterwards, which is kind of why I was like,
Such a
oh,
cool idea.
we should do all the Puppingtons because Mr. Figurelli, not a very well represented character in the scene. This is his only
Yeah.
piece,
We,
and then Orel.
we kept begging people to submit characters that weren't the
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
All right. Let's take a peek into
It's
the
not
sheet.
too late to draw fan art of people that's not the Puppetons, by the way. Put that in the Tumblr tag. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Coming up, we have
Ooh.
Sad Story Hour by Joe I and art by Sinvilles.
Yeah.
No. Oh yeah, yeah.
If you follow that QR code,
Well, hold on. We gotta finish the page.
Oh yeah.
I actually forgot.
When he said art by Sinvilles, I'm like, that art is not by Sinvilles on the other side.
Yeah.
I got confused.
Yeah.
Retake.
Sorry. So art by Sinvilles on the left, and then the second coming drawing of Bartholomew by Rodent Slime.
The cute. I struggled to put words into how to just describe what the QR code leads to, but give it a listen. It's almost like a musical audio visual collage.
Yeah.
It's very
Sort of.
like radio show driving, switching through channels, and of course it's all moral or related. It's incredibly interesting.
it uses a lot of samples from the show, a lot of music.
Yeah.
It's a great piece. Um,
I like
And
the Sean Kingston's Beautiful Girls part.
uh, beautiful girls getting people suicidal is relevant to this art here that West drew, I believe.
I think it was somebody's suggestion about the idea of Orel getting divorced and having to move back in with playable Berta.
Yeah.
Which is that's a very sad story indeed.
Yeah. Is if
Uh,
the vibe fit the title
yeah.
there.
It's all the contrast between these two pages is so hilarious because it's really fitting of Moral Oral's dark humor and the creativity and the uniqueness of it with what Joe presented to us, but also because you have Oral there on Earth suffering, and you have Bartholomew living his best life in heaven, and
The Rainbow
and
Bridge was real.
right? And an interesting fun fact about this piece, Rodent Slime is one of my very close friends, and if you've ever seen any of his other art, or if you go check him out after this, he mostly specializes in drawing very, like, grotesque body horror art. So this is very, very different from the kind of stuff that he usually draws. So it's just, it was, it was nice to see a cute puppy from him for once.
Little interesting portfolio. Like, put that on the cover. Yeah. Cool. All right. Next up we have She's Got the Goods by Time Out Tales and Transference by Sternin.
I love both these pieces next to each other.
It's a very neutral page with dark colors.
Yeah.
Censored all being the local egg dealer.
Yeah, that picture always
Such
cracks me
a
up.
good
It's just
piece.
the concept of her flashing us with her goods, so to speak. It's just really
And it was
funny.
very nice to get a watercolor piece.
Yeah.
God, just the idea of Censored all flashing while being completely glowed. It's such a good idea.
Yeah.
And of course that contrast with, like, as we said before, every piece of Agnes, she's naked.
Yeah, that it wasn't on purpose, guys. People just wanted to submit naked Agnes.
Which, there's a lot of different. We could sit here all day talking about the possible symbolism of that, but I've never really seen. We all do it. I mean, you're at home and nobody else is home. Why would you be wearing clothes? It's a creature comfort that's not often represented in media, because especially adult cartoons, because there's, like, this sort of constant need for sexualization.
I think another aspect of it is that a lot of the art that we got of Agnes had to do with her trauma.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
Great. All right. Next up,
Yes.
we have Sacrifice by Cotton Candy Craze and Dark Lord, Make My Runners Win by Laura T. Draws.
And
I believe
the
most of Laura
goat
T.
and the
Draw's pieces are traditional too, right?
goat pentagram by Dr. Chosenberg.
Yeah.
Yes, we got a Putty, a Roger, and a Quentin in this one.
All in one. It's a
Molly.
triple
Woo!
threat.
Yeah.
Not like Putty needed any more. Kidding, guys.
I love the texture on Putty's sweater.
Brie did such a great job with the
I don't know how to
characters.
describe her art style, but it invokes, especially on Potter's Will's face. I don't know what it is. It reminds. I have a weird nostalgia towards it. I don't know what it is though.
It's a little Dr. Seussy the way, like, Quentin's face is, I think.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
If I ever figure out what it reminds me of, I'll have to let
Two
you guys
Potter's
know.
Will pieces.
But yeah, it was nice to get those characters, and the way it's framed, it's very crowded, but it's very, like, there's still a big focal point in the center, so it's very cool.
Awesome.
And the lighting is so glowy.
And of course we have the goat pentagrams in the background because it's traditional, but Daniel's actually sacrificed. Wait, was it a goat that he's sacrificing that scene?
It was a sheep. It was
oh
sheep
yeah.
Voiced by Broda.
All right, coming up next, we have Sins of the Father by Princess Pasta, and Fathering is Not Something That Perfect Men Do by Neverpills.
These pages are so dark that the lighting is just absolutely blowing them out. The Possessed Pasta piece was by Invite.
Yeah, so both of these are old work that were not created for the zine. They just so happen to pair very well with each other.
They paired so beautifully. Possessed Pasta's piece is based on a painting of Ivan the Terrible striking and killing his son. Um,
And my
and
piece is based off my brain.
So,
Um,
so
I had a
go
really
ahead. Yeah.
this was probably the first moral oral piece I ever made that I just went, wow, okay, I don't know how I came up with this idea, but I did.
I cooked.
And I just thought about the idea of the alcohol being like kind of like a stand-in for her father, and he's
I
not
love
even
that.
able to touch her like really
I love that we
truly.
have some Raymond Hyman tact representation.
Yeah.
And the
All
title
me, baby, all me.
the title of the piece it has a little bit of an interesting story behind
Oh
it
yes, I did
because
ask Glam for help with the quote for that piece when I did make it, and she helped pair this wonderful quote. If you want to go
and
into
the yeah, that's actually not the full quote. I cut it off on purpose because, of course, it would be too long, but also you'll see. So the full quote is, "Fathering is not something that perfect men do, but something that perfects the man." Which, of course, with Raymond and Blaberta, the quote gets cut off, sort of like their relationship in the show, and the potential for their relationship because of Blaberta's mother. Um, and of course, the idea of fathering perfecting the man, I feel like that quote would like hurt Clay real bad.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Like it's
yeah,
a standard that he feels like he's like not going to be able to reach.
Mm,
yeah,
great.
yeah. These pieces just went really well together. Damn,
Yeah.
so cool.
All right, coming up, we got a double feature. Um, so the written pieces are by Lucy, and they're titled "Man" and "Sacrifice." And we actually do have the credits for the art here. They're by Deer. Um,
You guys want to guess which characters we had to beg people to stop submitting?
Wow, be nice. This was unique in the sense that it was I believe the only poems that we got. People
Yeah.
start writing more moral oral poems because there's a lot to draw from, like the heart bleeds.
Well,
Just do it.
we got these great poems. We got four of them, I think, and we chose two of them, and we paired them with Deer's work. And Deer did this wonderful Stephanie piece that is going to be in this section later. But yeah, so the pairing was serendipitous. It just felt very appropriate to have these softer doodles next to um the poetry, and on topic too.
okay.
I love that clay piece. It looks like a block print.
Yeah.
Right. I love the artwork that Deer did.
Oh
Yeah,
yes, block print. That's a great way of putting it.
Yeah.
So cool. It does look like that. Oh my god. We had to make those in in art class. So I
yeah.
recall it.
Cool. But yeah, a little mix of visual and written work there. Coming up next, we have.
This was sorry.
Yes. We've got two pieces about love.
Mouth shut,
Um,
mouth shut. Let's say the names.
We got
okay.
On a Saturday by Dear Survey and Mother and Child by Luna G.
And the
And
way that these were put
yeah.
together with the flower assets, that took
We
some.
Yeah, we asked Luna G if we could use some of those flowers, and we just ended up having them spill onto the other page, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
that kind of unified them.
And
this
it's
is
a
a good
very
idea.
simplistic theming. It's just different kinds of love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
on that topic, it was a great experience overall between the contributors and staff, finalizing, the
Yeah,
page
everybody
layout.
was very cooperative
Yeah.
and communicative across the board. Of everybody who got into the final zine was just very wonderful.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that bendy piece. That silhouette with the light. Oh my god, the flowers. So pretty. This was a piece that we saw a lot of stages of, and it was just
Yeah,
really, really
yeah.
cool seeing a
That's
lot
true.
of these people's artwork evolve over time throughout the deadline's duration. It was just very cool.
If I recall, this is based on a Gustav Klimt piece, I think.
Yeah, I can see that. The
Yeah. mother and child.
All right, coming up next. Orel and Grandpa. Maggie
Orel
Woods,
and Grandpa.
Madrilos.
We got
Hold
almost
on.
zero Arthur.
Wait.
Besides that beautiful piece of Arthur looking like a chicken nugget cooking
Yeah.
under the heat lamp.
Let him say the name of both pieces on the freaking thing before I knock their heads together like bowling balls.
Yeah. on the opposing page, we have Falter by Sarah Foley,
Please
which
remove my violence.
I do remember.
Don't,
Like,
it's funny.
this was like during the submission process. I remember this being like an immediate accept upon
Yes.
seeing it.
Yeah,
There
I
was
actually
multiple.
thought the piece
Yeah.
was finished when it was submitted.
I was gonna
but
say
Yeah.
there was
was
multiple
not.
points where we cut it, like messed up our calculations a little bit because we were like, that piece is done, right? I mean, look at it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it I think this is also a traditional
It wasn't.
piece.
There's a nice day and night contrast here, and
Yeah, that's great.
the heron I think has been like a big theme appearing in the show, and we can't quite agree on what it means. I've always taken it to mean that it correlates with Arthur as a character. There's an aspect to him in the presence of the heron.
Hmm. Sounds
So that's just my theory, but
That's
also,
definitely something that we'll have to go into depth at some
like,
point.
yeah, I was about to say, it sounds like a future Moralton University episode.
yeah. But yeah, we loved getting this before oral piece with Arthur in it. I think we had to beg for it. Because no one wanted to submit him, even though they love him so
We didn't
much.
have to beg for it. Mendrill's
Pouring
does a
ourselves
lot of
out for Arthur
nice,
Puppington. God.
artwork of him. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay.
Also, it's the only baby oral, I think.
Yeah, it's the only one.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, there's another baby oral in Barb Dwyer's piece, but he's like,
Oh, yeah.
you
Well,
know, in the spectrum.
whatever. I forgot.
Coming up next, we have Puppetry by Riz Mortis and Waves by Alois.
Visually, like the motifs here are so cool. The
Yeah.
sound waves coming out.
These two paired perfectly together.
These Dutch angles in both of them.
Yes.
Right?
And this piece on the left, this artist also did the censored all piece in the zine. They are a friend of mine. I actually originally had commissioned them to do this piece before they would accept being in the zine, and that's kind of how I got them in the door. I thought this it was an idea that I had that I couldn't quite put into, brush myself, and Eris did such a wonderful job doing this. Painted it right
The
out of my
emotions are
brain.
just so clear.
Like, it's very yeah, it speaks for itself. I'm not gonna yap.
The Agnes piece almost has like a very subtle like I guess like almost manga-esque style to it that I just maybe something going on in the face. But another detail about it that I love, I originally thought that like it just didn't dawn on me somehow. I thought that was just lighting on the top of her hair, but that's blonde roots, which I love it.
Yeah.
And of course you can see back there her little family tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are both great. The colors are both pretty muted too.
And are these like lyrics or
I think it's the sermons.
the sermons? Got it.
Yeah, the little versions of us, Putty talking on the radio.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, coming up next, we have We All Need People Who Aren't Mean to Me by Mara, and Another Pour by Clara Winters.
I just want to say the bendy piece, the textures on it in person when you look at that in print, it is just beautiful. It looks, I believe it's a fully digital piece, but it looks like a painting. It's phenomenal.
If you look at it a certain way, the piece is like almost pitch black, but in like a good way. It really makes you feel the isolation.
Yeah, and like paired with the light in the opposing page, it's a good contrasting mix.
And it's being cool that we were able to get a dolly piece.
Being the one dolly fan in the world, I was so overjoyed when we got this one.
Right. Oh, she's such an underrated character.
Yes.
Love it.
She's a you can
Oh,
see a sorry, my Wi-Fi's getting a little bad for a second. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
No.
It has to do with like her role in the town, because she's there to serve men and to sort of we see her fake flirting, or sorry, I shouldn't say fake. I don't know her intentions. We don't get to learn that much about her. We see her like quote unquote flirting with men a lot. We don't know if it's real. We don't know if it's fake. But
I don't see her flirting with
positioning,
men at all.
Okay, keep your
you get to
thoughts
get
to yourself right now. We can't. No, don't. We can't go into headcanon. We see her talking to men in
she's
the
sort of like
bar.
a
Just
yeah,
because
she's
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 treated
she's
like a
participating
sexual
in some kind of
figure.
yeah she's participating in some kind of fantasy, whether that be like a mother, a beautiful woman who will listen to your problems. And here with the light shining on her, it's sort of like she's like a port in a storm. She's the lighthouse.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
We got there. We got there.
Cool.
Okay.
Excellent, excellent. Coming up next, we have
Okay, gazoon tight.
Stephanie.
Feels.
Oh, this is
your
a
Stephanie piece.
We have Feels Warm by Gear Cervidae and For Kim by Quanshine.
We
I love
got
the mixed media. So cool.
yeah.
right.
The playlist by Quanshine was like the concept of it was that Kim made Stephanie a mixtape that she never gave her.
No.
That Stephanie made Kim.
Oh yeah, Stephanie made Kim a mixtape that she never gave her.
Yeah.
Which is why it says for Kim.
Yeah.
And you can listen to it if you follow that QR code.
Yeah.
And the Dear Servant piece on the left was, I believe, it was also a square, but it looked wonderful in the first place. I loved it, but there's just something extra, the oomph that you get from the hearts just extending to the top of the page.
Yeah, that was a great change. A
And you
lot of
see
this stuff
some
got changed
dolly
last,
stuff
like
there.
adjusted and changed last minute, so it was very cool.
I never realized that that this was on the opposite, was right after the dolly page.
Great.
Yeah.
All right, next up, we have.
Ooh!
I love the
This
title
one
here.
is
Sorry.
crazy.
So this one's titled Jerk Off Basket Case by Sonoma Kamotsi.
You can actually recognize the women in his fantasy
Hold
if you
on,
look
let
at
him
their
finish.
Yeah. Yeah, and this one's,
Let him finish, unlike Putty.
and this one, this one's pretty straightforward, titled Florence by Zandy Hurley.
Yeah, if you zoom in a little bit, you can see, I believe Kim, you can see a Bluberta.
Yeah, a lot of characters. I think we only couldn't recognize a couple of them.
This
Like that
sense
woman
is
at the
There's even
bottom.
and there's even a second opinion sin.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if this is the camera's really not showing the colors very well at all. This is one where if you have a physical copy, consider yourself very lucky. The Florence piece is so bright. She's like this beautiful, like not necessarily hot pink, but it's getting there. Yeah, you can see a little bit there.
Yeah.
So, and the other piece is very dark. So we
Yeah.
sort of did some pink lighting
Yeah.
bleeding into the other page.
Yeah, just a little bit of compositing. You can, the pinkness of the Florence piece actually kind of lights, the
Right.
putty piece.
This is my favorite pairing.
Yeah.
It's super cool. Yeah, it turned out really well. That's another piece we got to see a lot of stages of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Excellent final products.
Next up, we have I Should Have
Oh,
Known
hell yeah.
by Riz Delaney. And let's have Freudian Nightmares with Mama by Neverfilth.
Y'all got me to put a clay piece in the zine somehow.
Let me see if I can get this.
It was because it was so perfect next to this one.
It happened on accident again, but it just was. It really. It accidentally became so perfect. Like the
So
yellow,
much
the
yellow,
visceral.
so, like the beastliness of it. The
It's
I
just
believe
a super visceral page.
Yeah.
I believe the explanation for the Danielle piece there mentioned like cum and piss and throw up and stuff like that. So I was like, yeah, I want that.
Yeah.
And
Let's get that in there.
yeah, this was just a piece I randomly threw together after a kind of a vivid picture came into my head of like just people gotta stop being afraid of Chicken Angela. Draw some freaky harpy Chicken
Right?
Angela shit. Like, I thought it would be cool to represent him as like the last egg in the nest. Like all of her eggs are
What's
broken.
the title? Let's have Freudian nightmares with Mama.
Yeah, there was
Something
supposed.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I don't remember if it counts properly, but when I first sketched it out, there was 9 eggs down there. So
Oh.
to show all of his unborn kids, unborn
Something
siblings.
interesting. Light is yellow is often used to represent positive emotions, like light, like the the thing of the zine. But yellow can also be used to symbolize fear.
Also illness.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, an illness.
But yeah, get your
Madness.
freaky Chicken Angela shit out there, please.
Oop.
Not for me. I mean, I don't want.
We got 4
know.
freaky pages in succession.
No, it's
I'm
a
happy.
weird show. Make some weird stuff,
Yeah,
guys.
there's
Yes.
so many interesting concepts that can be touched on with this show.
Art should disturb the comfortable and comfort the disturbed.
Yeah. Next.
All right, next up, we have Destruction Creates by Bold Burrito, and God Aligned the Stars to Bring Us Together by the Sock Drawer.
Shapey looks so cute there.
And that's another precious moment. Well, it's just an angel figurine. It's not necessarily a precious moment, but it made me think of the broken ones.
Yeah, there's some similarities. I love that Joe piece too. He has like I love the way they drew his face. Again, it has like a weird nostalgic like storybook feeling to me, like out of something I saw when I was
I know
a kid.
exactly what you mean.
Like I really like that, and that both of these have such a charming like soft cartoony art style to them. They're very, very
And then
cool.
we have
Also,
Orel and the Ooby Goobies.
if like Joe really is Danielle's nephew, then him and Shapey are cousins.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I never think about that until I think of it, and then it's like,
Yeah.
okay,
They have a lot in common.
they do have a lot in
I
common.
think they'd be cute together, hanging out, like being little crazy gremlins.
Yeah.
Gremlin Junior and Gremlin Senior. Okay.
Just some demonic DNA.
Yeah.
Let's do arson with uncle/dad.
Next up, we have
Magic.
Smoke and Mirrors by
This is
Koi
such a
Arts,
cool set.
and Idle Hands Are the Devil's Playthings by Boggle.
The real beauty in this pairing came by accident because when they were pitched, we had no idea that there was going to be this circular motif happening in both pieces, and I don't know how the colors turned out so cohesive. These are two pieces by two different artists who were not working together to make this look this good together, but it turned out so good together.
This happened multiple times in the zine. Like we just gotta pat ourselves on the back for the luck that we've drawn today.
Yeah.
And obviously a little bit of it was conceptual, of course, but like and intentional on how we paired these things. But these color choices, the way that they look on the page, like that was completely on accident, and we're just thankful for it. That piece on the left, the Koi Arts piece, did go through a bit of change, but it turned out quite well, I think.
Yeah.
Very cool. And just the art style is very charming. It almost never mind. No. But yeah, and then the other one, the Danielle, yeah, it's just I love the art style.
I think for certain characters, I mean, with Sculpt Them, we kept getting pieces that were evocative of her trauma, but with Danielle, we kept getting pieces that were evocative of like his sacrificial scene. So I think people, they kind of stick with a certain image of the character, and they want to do that. Similarly, Bendy, we got a lot of her being sad and alone, and we wanted less of that. She was, I think, the third most popular character we were getting, and a lot of it was of her crying. So we rejected a lot of those pieces.
I think she was the fourth most popular because Clay Roberta and Orel definitely had the most.
Yeah.
Bendy was definitely the highest submitted side character.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. Coming up next.
Ooh.
We have Always Right There by Mandrellos again. And wait. Yeah, and then Valentine by Quenshine. And this one was one that we were really, really glad and we're trying to really pushed to get in as
Beautiful cover.
Yes.
how we as the means of closing us out essentially.
Yes.
Both.
Would you believe just how hard we had to beg people to get Stephanie pieces?
Right? It was
Everybody wants to
crazy.
say Stephanie's their favorite character. They don't really mean it.
And it's just this is not just the I don't know how to word this in a way that's gonna have to be cut. My personal preference, this is probably my favorite piece of Stephanie art that I just in general. The concept is just so awesome because like people they draw like stuff about close face, but I've never seen anybody draw close face.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's such an interesting, like, trippy, like, piece. Like,
Mhm.
it's really cool.
Right?
Yes. And being able to put that next to Orel listening to music was really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the way that Stephanie is sort of pointing towards Kim is like there's the curiosity there of like wanting to touch it, but it also reminds me of the famous image of God pointing touching fingers with man,
Oh,
and how Stephanie and Kim had two completely different versions of the situation in their heads.
yeah. Yeah, and the other thing with having the Valentine piece be the closer is like sort of echoing the end of the series, but also
Yeah.
like in the sense that like with this at the end, you can sort of flip back through in this sort of similar type of montage as you're listening to
Yeah.
the song.
One last thing about the Mendrolo's piece there, champion behavior, uh, they got this out to us in very short amount of time because we didn't have any Stephanie pieces.
Yeah, we hopped in the server
This
and we
was
were like,
not
guys,
submitted. This was an extra piece that was made
would
out
somebody
of
be willing to do a Stephanie piece for us? And they were like,
volunteer.
yeah, I can do one. And there it was.
It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you.
Awesome. All right, that brings us toward the end.
Oh, yeah. Also a spread that I love.
The art style is
Emission by Sternin.
The nativity scene and the three wise men.
Yes,
and
it's
Orel.
so cute. I
Orel
love
with
how
the-
simple like it is, but it's so sweet looking. He's got his camera, and I love the prey.
The idea here was émission, as in filming. Or
I
filmmaking.
see.
Yeah, super
Oh.
cool.
There's
And
a lot of French in this.
it mimics as well of course, the end credits sequence of the show with Orel filming a little video every time.
Yes.
So a little stop motion video. So it kind of feels fitting to close it out with him, animating as well.
Yeah.
Well, for this final section, Senna, you did this in the style of Family Circus. It turned out.
And that was kind of sentimental for me because when I was a kid, I used to thumb through the paper and I would read that all the time. Like, so it really stuck with me. And I was like, oh, that could be kind of cute. So I came up with that stupid, we love playing with mommy's toys and the juxtaposition of them running with the hand jack. It's just cute.
Yeah. And the point of this whole section, the let there be hype, little play on the words there, but it's kind of the special feature section after the exploration between all the creations. Now we're just really trying to hype up and bring voice our appreciation for the show.
Yeah.
Like a little final sign off.
Yeah.
And gratitude.
Let there be hype.
Oh, and probably the coolest bonus feature we got.
Orel's Travels.
Yeah. So shout out to Orel's Travels.
Shout out to Orel Puppington himself, who wanted to be featured in the zine.
Yeah,
Orel on the zine. But this spread turned out so wonderful. Like so many fun,
right? Oh my
amazing
gosh.
photographs.
And the lettering,
the map, and everything. It looks great. We included as many pictures as we could.
Yeah. All right.
Nice Eiffel.
Next up, we have.
We have a piece that somebody had submitted that had originally been. It was going to be in the reflection section, but because the puppet didn't get finished in time, we figured, yeah, we can move this over to Let There Be Hype.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah. So
Our beloved common collaborators at Team Orel.
yeah.
Team Orel.
So yeah. Review. This is a brand new puppet made by JK, and then on the right here we have an exhibit by Team Orel of.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Team Orel, they have a website where they show how they preserve parts of the show.
And
You can see.
And they also have on their website. They also have different pages where you can like learn about the cast and crew of the show. They have like little blurbs and stuff about them.
They have videos where they interview them.
yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
And
We'll actually see those in a
archival.
second. Yeah.
It's like a one-stop
Yeah.
shop for everything you kind of need to learn about
Yeah.
more oral merchandise and things. There's some rare things that have come out in the past, stuff like that, puppets, pictures, behind the scenes stuff. all
And
in
this is
one
just
place.
sort of like an afterward reflection that Team Orel wrote.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It was, you know.
With some thank yous to
It
the
felt
Orel
really
cast and
fitting
crew at the end
and
there.
nice. It felt very fitting and wonderful for them to accept because they've been archiving this show for I don't know the exact amount of years, but little while back. I think they said they started during COVID,
I think so.
something like that. But they're doing great work for the fandom. So to showcase them here, it felt
very symbolic as far as like this is between their
This is a
preservation.
piece of more oral history now.
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you so much again, Team Oral, for being a part of this and coming on. Another exhibit of their work.
Some of the interviews they've done, yeah.
Some of their archival stuff, some of the merchandise they collect, and blurbs.
Yeah, bringing us into the blurbs section here. To open us off, we actually have a piece by the Moral Goats, who is also worked as an archival blogger for the show for a couple years now, and was sort of the lifeline, at least my lifeline, into the fandom. And we have a lot of other blurbs by contributors.
Yeah, from this page on, was it? Yeah, I think it was just contributors.
Yeah, contributors, and
yeah.
with decorations by more whiteboard artists.
Yes.
So this is
when what you guys have, if any of you in the audience watching this submitted to the zine, you might remember us asking you some questions about your feelings about more oral.
Yeah, there's a really cool deep quote on the bottom there by some bitch named Neverfelt that says, "More oral killed my grandma." Okay.
Yeah, but this is
and there's
like
some beautiful art here too. That Angela is just great.
Yeah, there's some really nice little whiteboard art stuck in here too, like in the margins. Very cool.
Yeah, this was a sort of scrapbook or like yearbook, my yearbook type.
Just
theme
getting that quote about Flygron front and center there.
Yeah.
Oh my
God. Oh, and then we end the blurbs very sweetly.
We had some very deep, nice people writing long-winded, wonderful things about the show that and how it affected them, and then some people who wrote shit like me and other people.
Yeah.
So watch for a nice little mix of those things.
Yeah.
All right, and then closing us out, we have
the rest of the whiteboard doodles.
Yeah. Check that out. Yeah, and this was an amazing little experience to do because like
Agnes and Mary Plot Twist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that same artist also did a Bluebird and Roger, so we got a lot
Zoom
of
in on Egg Angela, please.
Of other things. It's so funny looking.
Yeah. But yeah, to explain the context for those that may not know that are watching, what we mean by whiteboard art, these were actually made using the built-in drawing app in Discord, which
allows you to do big collaborative pieces like this.
Yeah, and this
There's
was
a piece in there of Putty and some anime girl whose name I don't know that a lot of people say he looks like.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is just a fun event to run.
Oh yeah, the whole thing. I don't think any of us really realized how big and how cohesive it was going to get. Like
Yeah.
it started as a small idea. You kind of just asked a bunch of people in the fandom, "Hey, you want to do this?" And it became this big crazy
And we
thing.
locked the fuck in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like who if you told me, you're gonna tell me that I was to believe we were gonna release a fanzine as first timers with 25 different freaking covers. Like,
Mm-hmm.
please.
Right? And that we
I,
get
And
into
get
the
like
hands of some of the cast and
I still
crew.
hold that we probably have the most variant covers of any fanzine in existence, and we should check with Guinness World Records.
yeah.
Are you
And get-
serious?
That's no, yeah, that's a great idea
Are
actually.
you for real?
I am for real, because what other fanzine has that many variant covers?
Yeah.
Oh no. I don't
It's got as
know.
many variant covers as Taylor Swift has albums.
And then
We're gonna get a bomb sent to our house.
the, the last we went back.
Oh, yeah.
The last page is exclusively, besides one piece, all like staff art.
Yeah.
So we included some goofs, some silly stuff in here. Some random
Skibbity
references,
Danielle.
like my choir kids rhythm heaven fucking Roberta Hyman tax thing that
Mhm.
and some
Can we
very
and,
weird deep cut Skibbity Daniel
Yeah.
and there's a cute
emblem.
little Florence down there.
Yeah, that is a piece that was drawn by someone who was not part of staff, but is close friends with
Yeah.
Miss Glamathy.
You can see
Beloved.
the finished piece. It's by Kind Heart 525, and you can see the full Florence piece colored on Tumblr.
Yeah, these are all so lovely.
And at the center here we have
Lem is in the zine.
Yeah.
Censored all headbanging so hard it makes Putty's toupee fall off.
I didn't even think of that, yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
all the charities that the proceeds have gone to are credited here at the back here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
of course
And
all
we
of our
will-
staff credits.
Yeah.
All right.
And yeah, no,
And
I
that-
mean I
Time went into this.
my final thoughts on everything. I mean, it we had our points of contention, but everybody rose to the occasion. Like everybody did such a great job, you know.
It was a bit like a
despite the challenges at place, like
yeah.
everybody really delivered, and it's just so wonderful to see, of course, a fandom come together and make something cohesive and tangible, like a physical book. Like not everybody even has those anymore. Not every book even gets printed. So to see
I
that happen and see there be something of Moral Oral that someone can put on their shelf, it's just really nice.
I remember when we gave the book to Dino, that was something that he kept bringing up. He was like really, really in love with the idea that it was hardcover.
Yeah.
It was so made me so happy to see the process of making the zine. It was a bit like a three-legged race where there's you know where you're starting from and you know where you're ending, and it's a little bit tough to get there, but once you are moving in unison, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
A
Well,
lot of sticking to schedules.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I made the
Put this in
schedule,
our
by the way.
resumes.
Thank you. I made the schedule for
Thank you,
contributors.
Senna.
I did my best, okay? We don't go into management for nothing. But yeah, it was fun.
Well, that brings us to the end of the flip through. We hope everyone who gets a copy really enjoys everything that was put into this labor of love. And thank you again to all the staff and contributors for your tireless efforts in making this wild, wild idea come to reality. And thank you, Moral Oral, for everything you've given to all of us.
Thank you, Oral. Yeah.
And we hope to see more from Dino and the cast of Moral Oral and what could be a potential movie. Anything else from
And
you
happy
guys?
20th anniversary to Moral Oral this year in
Yeah.
December. Let's make sure
Yeah.
that we make a lot of noise. Let Adult
Happy
Swim know
20th
that
anniversary.
the biggest thing you can do when you want a company to know what's in demand is to never shut up about it. Make
Yeah.
sure that they know that you want this
Right.
Moral Oral movie, that you want them to support Dino, and that, you know, that you love this show and you want to see more of it, and that it was unjustifiably canceled. So
And on another note, if you don't like a show, talk less about it and don't let the algorithm know that you have any feelings about it. That's what kills it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yep.
don't shut up about Moral Oral because we want that movie, guys.
Yep.
Alright.
And when you talk about the movie, use the "What would Orel do" hashtag. Being united. I know it's silly and it's very like millennial or whatever, but it works. It's a united front.
Alright. Well, thanks again, everyone. We'll just close that off here with...
Right. Good night.
Alright.
Good night, gang.
Half awake
Good
and
night.
in a state, lying there, waiting for day to break. Pretty pearls, and your cartwheels, everything, even a chorus line. Oh, the snow, it sparkles so. It's not your time, my Valentine. It's not your time, my Valentine. So you're feeling left alone in your thoughts. No one's really home. Guns are black and dangerous as hell. In your car, it may not kill you if you smile. You know you sparkle so. It's not your time, my Valentine. It's not your time, my Valentine. You know it's true, it's not your time, my Valentine. It's not your